it's Corinne. Thanks for stopping by. Today I want to share with you these bows that I tend to use quite a bit. These I have cut from the Cameo. And I love using these in my smash book. I use them on my regular, pretty much everything, 12 by 12 pages, handmade cards, altered projects. These are my favorite thing to use. So I did say a while back that I would show you, if you don't have a Cameo, how you can make these by hand, and it slipped my mind. So I was very sweetly reminded today when I received a comment on Facebook asking if I was going to show it. So thank you for reminding me. And here is one that I made by hand. So I want to show you today. I just did this real quick for a demonstration for you to see, but as you can see, they're very similar. And you can adjust the size, the width, however you want to do it. You can make them large like this. So let's get started. Let me zoom out just a little. I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper and cut this down to, I'm going to do 1 inch in width. And I'll do, let's see, about 5 inches tall. So again, this is a 1 by 5. Let me set this aside. And the first thing I like to do is use my bone folder and crease the paper just to give it that shape into the bow. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use anything you'd like. You can use the side of your scissors, anything, these might be a little sharp, anything a little bit softer, just to help that paper start. And then you want to put a little bit of adhesive in the middle. You can use wet glue, whatever you'd like. I'm going to put a very little bit of ATG here, and you just want to bend them to where they meet in the middle. Let me zoom in a little. Okay, so as you can see, I put a little adhesive. There you go. You can probably see that there. I just put one little strip, and I'm going to bend these to meet in the middle and adhere them right there in the middle. I don't want to push them completely flat. You want to leave them a little bit in the bow shape. We'll fluff them out in a minute. So now just take your scissors, and you want to just cut in from the corner right here up until where you see the paper meets. You just want to cut a little bit at a diagonal. Okay. So now you're going to do that on all 4 corners. Flip it around and do the exact same thing and have it meet right there where you cut it the first time. Just like that. Exact same thing on the other side. Oh. Okay, so now you have this a little bit of a bow side. Now as you can see, I cut a little bit. I'm using my bad scissors actually. I cut a little bit into that. You don't have to worry about that. That'll be covered up. If you weren't going to cover it up, you could take your scissors and trim it out and clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to cut another piece. Again, you can decide on how long you want this, how wide you want this. I'm going to cut this. This is a 1 inch, and I'll cut it to 3. Actually, yeah, I'll cut it to about 3 1/4. Okay, so 1 by 3 1/4, whatever size you want. You can play around with different sizes. And we're going to cut it the same way. So I'm going to cut in from an angle, and you can eyeball where you think the middle is, and then you just want to go back out to the other corner. Okay, so now you're going to end up with a shape like this. Now exact same thing, and you want your middle to be about the same. It does not have to be perfect. Okay, so now you can turn it over and cut from corner to corner if you're more comfortable with doing it that way. Okay, so you'll end up with something like this. And then what's going to happen is you're going to glue the middle into here. But first, if you want to get it with these pinked edges like I did in the cameo, then you can just use pinking scissors or any type of decorative scissors that you'd like. These I've had probably 15 years. So you just want to take the edge off on both sides. Okay, so now you want to cut another small piece to cover the middle part. So it has a finished, so it looks finished in the middle. I tend to use pearls or rhinestones or something to that effect, but whatever you'd like to do. But if not, this is a way to cover it. So again, you want to cut it at 1 inch by just about 1/2 inch. So a really tiny piece. Okay, so let's glue this together. You can use any type of glue that you'd like. Before I do, I'm going to hold it in the center where my tape is, and I'm going to push these centers up to give it that shape. I want to do that on both sides. Now I'm using a heavyweight cardstock. And actually, I think I'm going to cut these down just a little bit. So maybe I should have cut it at 3 inches the first time. I don't like too long. Yeah, I really like that a whole lot better. Again, just play around with it till you see what you like. So I'm going to just use a little hot glue. It's quick and it'll dry right away for me. You just want a very little bit in the middle and stick that right down in the middle and hold it there for a minute. Let the glue set up. Now you can take this piece, measure it out, see if you're happy with that, which I am. And again, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue right in the middle. I'm going to put that down in the middle. And then fold it around and adhere it on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more hot glue to the back. I never really worry how the back looks because obviously you're going to be gluing it down. So if a little hot glue seeps out, which it did not this time, it looks pretty good. And again, I just want to fluff those out a little bit. And there you have a dimensional bow that looks similar to the one that I did on the Cricut, or excuse me, the Cameo. So I'm going to do another one, and this time I'm going to use, hopefully I have some scraps from Simple Stories Snap Collection, which is this paper here that I did. Let me first see. Yeah, this should be long enough. So again, I'm going to cut a 1-inch piece. By 5. And then this is a 1-inch piece, this little scrap here. So I'll cut this by about a 1/2 inch. That'll be for the middle portion. And then I need a 3x1, so let me see if I can this is right about a 1-inch piece. Just clean that up here. That's actually right about 3 inches, so it's great that I can use up my scraps. So these are the 3 pieces I need. And again, I'm going to use my bone folder. This paper is not as thick as the cardstock I was using. So again, I'm going to add a little adhesive right in the middle. Fold those over to meet in the middle. Okay, and now I will go ahead and cut just a little bit off here in a V. Same with on the other side. And that's what you end up with. Okay, same thing here. You can measure out the middle if that makes you more comfortable. And depending on the project that I'm doing, if I want it to be more perfect, I will measure it out if I'm making one quickly and not one off the Cameo. Okay. Now you don't have to, if you like the look of the straight edges, which I sometimes do, you can leave it just like that. So on this one, I think for time's sake, I'll leave it like that. Add a little bit of hot glue and press it down in the middle. And then for the center, I will add a little bit more hot glue. And wrap that around the back. Okay, and then you want to go ahead and fluff out your bow. Again, I think I want to cut these down just a little bit this time. So there you have it. This one is from the Cameo. This one we did by hand. They're very similar. Super cute. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.